Here's what's happening now. Sunshine finding its way around the clouds. That is not going to be the case for much longer. We're looking at an increasingly pessimistic forecast. Paula?
Happening right now, we are dissecting last night's debate with some first-time voters and college students. Did they see things the way you saw things?
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Paula. Also, we will show you an emotional showdown in court between a grieving mother and the man convicted of killing her daughter. Race relations through the eyes of a 10-year-old girl. Today, her tearful testimony has touched the hearts of many Americans.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
First at 4 this afternoon, emotions run high in a Detroit courtroom, and a convicted murderer is sent to prison for a long time. The man convicted of murdering 24-year-old Kajiva Globe came face to face with her family today. The young woman was first reported missing back on December 11th. 4 days later, her body was found in a trash can. In February, 24-year-old Maxwell Brack was arrested after police tracked him down using Globe's ATM card. Well, today, Globe's mother was in court, and she did not hold back.
I hate this man. This man has destroyed my family. This man has took something from me that he can never give it back. Never. And I ask you, mercy, get this man life. What was he doing out here in society? Nothing. He was doing nothing. Nothing.
Brack was ultimately sentenced to between 70 and 100 years in prison for second-degree murder. Police say a woman in Troy was attacked while taking out her trash, and this is a sketch of the suspect. He's described as approximately 30 years old, stands at 5'10" with light brown hair. Police say he grabbed the woman in the 2000 block of Crooks Road back on September 18th and then told her, "Shh, don't say anything." Well, she, of course, knew better. She screamed, and then he let her go. If you happen to know or recognize this man, please call Troy Police. A campus crime alert was sent out to students at the University of Michigan today after a robbery really early this morning. 4 residents at a home on Thayer Street near the School of Nursing say 2 men came to their home asking to charge their cell phones. Once inside, one of the men pulled a gun and robbed those residents, taking their phones and credit cards. The suspects are still on the loose this afternoon. Anyone with information is asked to call Ann Arbor Police. An arrest has been made in relation to a deadly crash on Detroit's west side. That crash happened this morning at Ewald Circle and San Juan. 27-year-old Lawrence Goosh was killed in that crash, while an 18-year-old passenger was taken to the hospital. A 23-year-old man has since been arrested. It's still unclear what caused the crash, although police are investigating and believe alcohol was a factor. Time now for our first look at the forecast, and a pretty windy start to our day. Things started to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, Karen, but I'll tell you, compared to what we've got coming in the next few days, this was definitely the pick of our upcoming forecast. We're just on the south edge of this big swirl of clouds that's gradually going to start invading the rest of the state tonight. And once it gets down here, it is just going to sit and spin over us for the next several days. So that means we've got a dreary and damp forecast pretty much for the entire second half of this week. Finally, some improvement, but look at that, not until next week. We'll tell you what this is going to do to temperatures and break it down in your 4-zone forecasts, all coming up in a few minutes. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. All around Metro Detroit and all around the world, people are debating, discussing, and dissecting the first presidential debate. Democrat Hillary Clinton making her first public comments about how it went.
I think people saw last night some very clear differences between us.
Clinton hit the campaign trail in North Carolina, while Trump hit another key battleground state, Florida.
It was a fascinating period of time, and I think we did very well.
Well, meantime, our Paula Tutman has been talking with voters in a really key demographic, young people. What did they think about the debate? So she's live at Oakland University, and it's always so interesting to see their reactions because many times they have different priorities than, another generation.
Yeah, you know what? Took the words right out of my mouth, because this is a very, very important part of the electorate. And I don't think anybody is discounting the importance of young people and college students. And that's why it was so fascinating to sit in on that poli-sci class this morning. We're at Oakland University for Dr. David Dulio's election and voting behavior class.
I thought that his best moments were when he tried to paint her as the Washington insider.
To me, Hillary, whether she's, a Washington insider or not, she would do better in the world and dealing with other people, other cultures.
These students didn't only watch the debate because it was an assignment. In fact, it seemed to be the least of it. They dissected that debate. Who said what and how.
Did what happened last night change your mind?
The people who tuned in already knew who they wanted to see, what they wanted to see from them.
Postures, size, and facial expressions didn't resonate as votable issues.
The whole narrative that she's had about he's not prepared, it definitely came out because a lot of the stuff that we had was, you could just tell he wasn't ready for this. Right.
What seemed to really matter most is how they interpreted what they heard through their own goggles and experiences.
We need someone who can impromptu decide, I'm going to put this person down, I'm going to put them in their place, but also show respect, show restraint, and I think he did a perfect job at that.
For Elijah, it confirmed his vote.
She stood there, she said, this was my fault, I did this, I was wrong. She went back and went back to policy. Then when Trump went back to attack her, she said, well, I prepared for this debate, and I'm prepared to be president.
Same for Mary.
Last night for me really solidified that I can never in any way, not even for $1 million, I can never vote for Hillary Clinton. She is probably the most unqualified person to be president. I just can't do it. She's not for women.
But what stands out most is what kind of experience it is to walk into the role of being part of the electorate, some for the very first time, at this time in history.
This has left a bad taste in my mouth. My first real political experience.
I feel like it's been going on for a year now, and the longer it goes on, the bigger my migraine starts to get.
You know, Karen, I want to tell you something that I find very interesting. I talked to our producer, Tony, about it earlier. I'm not sure why I find this so fascinating, but I do. So when you poll the room, and I've been talking to students all over Oakland University campus today, very unscientific, but what I found is that the majority of them, after they do all of the addition, all of the math in their head, all of the figuring, they end up voting the way of their parents. Now, let's move all of those students aside and go to the Bernie supporters. Once those students, Democrat and Republican, who were Bernie supporters, once they lost their candidate, they did all of the math and all of the figuring, the vast majority of them ended up finding their way to voting the way of their parents. And I found that very, very fascinating, Karen.
It's very interesting. Also be interesting to see how many undecided voters still remain, obviously. All right, Paula Tutman reporting live. We appreciate that report and the dissection of how the debate went. In the city of Charlotte, North Carolina is coming face to face with its racial divisions, and one of those faces is this girl. She's 10 years old. You can see her tears just streaming down her face. Kimberly Gill is live in the newsroom with a story of an emotional moment at a Charlotte City Council meeting last night that everyone is talking about.
Emotional is right, Karen. Good afternoon to you. The Charlotte City Council opened the floor for public comment about how the city has handled the fatal shooting of a black man at the hands of a city police officer. Well, little Ziana Oliphant is only 10 years old, but she commanded the attention of the council members and the scores of residents who turned out for the meeting. Ziana fought back tears as she expressed the feelings of many black residents of Charlotte with the moving eloquence of a child. Listen.
We are black people and we shouldn't have to feel like this. We shouldn't have to protest because y'all are treating us wrong. We do this because we need to and have rights. I've been born and raised in Charlotte, and I never felt this way till now. And I can't stand how we're treated.
From the mouth of a 10-year-old baby there, Ziana said it is a shame that mothers and fathers in Charlotte have been killed when those parents should be at the side of their children. Now, many in the crowd had tears in their eyes as they listened to Ziana's impassioned words. Other speakers at last night's meeting called for the federal government to investigate the Charlotte Police Department. So still very tense there in North Carolina. Karen, let's go back to you.
What a grown-up little girl to have the courage, too, to speak in front of all those people.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Kim. First at 4, some major flooding in Iowa is one of the stories making headlines all around the world this afternoon. More than 10,000 people have been forced to leave their homes after these floodwaters swamped parts of Cedar Rapids. The flood covered a number of streets and parks. The Cedar River only continues to steadily rise. It's predicted to crest at 23 feet high. Meantime, the National Weather Service has extended flood warnings through this Sunday. Iowa's National Guard has deployed more than 400 soldiers to help. Mandatory evacuations underway in California over the so-called Luma fire burning in the Santa Cruz Mountains. It's already burned up more than 1,000 acres. There are no reports of injuries, but hundreds of residents in Santa Clara County have been ordered to leave their homes. The cause of that fire is unknown. Ahead first at 4, a huge phone recall has been a real test for customer loyalty. Is Samsung getting a passing grade from consumers? And it is the Will and Grace reunion everybody's talking about. Laughter mixed with politics. We'll show you one of the best moments from this comedy reunion. Hi, Doc.
Hey, Karen, you know, falls can be deadly, especially as we get older. Coming up, I'm going to show you how to reduce your risk of falling in just 30 seconds, and all you need is a chair.
Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
I'm Kevin Dietz. Taxpayers have spent millions of dollars on the investigation in Flint. Are we getting our money's worth? Who's been charged, and where is this investigation?
Ben is back. Checking the weather computer. You looked like you were busy.
Last minute.
Something last minute going on I need to know about?
Just want the last.
Or you just like to have a drama entrance?
Well, no. Just looking at some data. But you know what? It looks the same.
Okay.
We're still looking at clouds. And then as we get towards the rest of the week, things don't want to change all that much. We're watching this little dip in the jet stream, which eventually is going to kind of close itself off. We call this a cutoff low. And as this thing just sort of meanders around the Great Lakes in the Midwest, there's no real push from west to east to get it out of here. And so once it starts influencing our weather, really tomorrow, or tonight, I should say, we're not going to see much of a change as we get into the upcoming weekend. So that's why our forecast is very persistent as we get through the next several days. We are at 70 degrees with the help of that sunshine around the clouds. Sky's mostly cloudy now. We expect the clouds to continue to increase tonight. But with that dew point at 33, it's very dry air. Wind is more than noticeable. Sustained winds at 21 miles an hour. We've got a couple gusts out here over 30 miles an hour at Ann Arbor, 33 in Lansing. The winds will die down tonight. The clouds not going away. You can see this huge swirl here on the satellite and radar. We're just at the bottom edge of that cloud deck, and you can see how it's slowly starting to sink south into the state. Areas that are north of Detroit have a chance of seeing a shower as we get into the evening hours tonight. I think a lot of us, though, are going to stay dry. And you can see as we get into our forecast, once we get into Wednesday, we'll start watching for everything to start coming from the other direction. Remember, this is all counterclockwise around the center of that low. So we are going to be seeing showers push in, better chances of rain Wednesday afternoon and evening. And then again, for most of us on Thursday and into Friday. Thunder not out of the question. Not expecting anything severe, but we could not only have a few rumbles, but also some small hail and any thunderstorm that shows up. So tonight, either side of 50 degrees for those overnight lows as the clouds increase. Let's look at high temperatures tomorrow. We're not going to see much of a difference across the area from south to north, but it is going to be cooler than what we have today. Generally mid-60s here in our metro zone, south zone down towards the Ohio state line, mid-60s as well. Even down here towards the lakes, not much difference between there and inland tomorrow. Our west zone, 63 in Flint, ranging to 64 in Canton. And I think we'll get into the 60s, even escape the 50s here in Sanilac County, 62 in Sandusky and Marlette, Rochester Hills and Macomb. You're going to be at 64 tomorrow afternoon. Very similar numbers going forward as we advance into the upcoming weekend. Mostly clouds here all the way through Friday, and then we'll start to see some improvement, at least getting some sunshine around the shower chances here Saturday and Sunday. But we'll finally dry out as we get into Monday and warm up those temperatures just a little bit. Finally above average, but not until next week. Karen?
Thanks, Ben. In good health, falls are the leading cause of fatal injuries for older Americans, but there are some steps that you can take to reduce the risk. So Dr. McGeorge is here with some pretty easy examples.
That's exactly right, Karen. You know, something as simple as sitting in a chair and standing up And doing it over and over for 30 seconds at a time can help build muscle. And that's important because lower body weakness is a factor in many falls. And exercises like this can help prevent it and make it easier for you to recover if you do suffer an injury. At 71, Mary Horain works hard to stay active.
Had a hip replacement, another hip broke, and so my job was to stay out of a wheelchair.
Now she diligently hits the gym. It's helped strengthen her legs and her core.
Any form of exercise is best, is to keep the muscles moving and increase your flexibility.
Mary's made great strides under the watchful eye of physical therapist Luann Kuntz, who says as we age, our fall risk factors increase.
We do begin to lose strength. Our vision can be affected. Medications that we're taking, all of those things can come into play.
If you do fall, it's important to tell your doctor, even if you weren't hurt.
Once someone has a fall, they're more apt to have a second fall.
A physical therapist can share exercises to build muscle at any age.
Sitting in a chair and standing up and sitting down for 30 seconds at a time. It's that simple. Doing things like toe raises, going up onto your toes and then back down. Heel walking, walking on your heels.
It's paid off for Mary.
It's part of my job now.
Now, if you're already having problems with falls, you should talk to your doctor before you start an exercise program. Incidentally, another major cause of falls is throw rugs. I can't tell you how many people I have treated who have just slipped or caught their foot on a rug. Getting rid of rugs and other tripping hazards really dramatically reduces your risk of a fall or other devastating injury like that.
I like Mary's attitude, though. She's really being proactive in terms of staying strong.
That's exactly it, and you've got to do that as you get older.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Doc. Coming up, phones catching on fire. It wouldn't be surprising if that kind of problem actually killed customer confidence, but surprising news from Samsung is one of the stories that's trending today. And rumors about a Will and Grace reunion had fans going crazy for days. We are going to show you a new classic comedy moment and tell you why the whole gang got back together. Samsung trying to put a positive spin on that big recall of the phones that can catch fire. That story is trending right now. The company issued the massive recall because of the problem with the batteries. However, the company is now saying about 90% of the people affected by the recall are sticking with the new version of the Note 7. And more than 60% of customers in the U.S. and South Korea have their replacement phones. You may have seen the new Red Wings Arena rising up in downtown Detroit, but this drone video really gives you a pretty cool perspective. The new footage was posted to YouTube on Sunday, and many of you are checking it out. The new arena should open by next year, making the upcoming season the Red Wings last at Joe Louis.
Say Red Wings Arena.
It's really actually hard. I have to sometimes practice. It's a hard thing to say, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is what so many people were talking about. Of course, the debate last night, but they also were talking about the Will and Grace reunion online. The cast of the NBC comedy reunited. It was just a 10-minute mini episode, but it definitely had a political slant. Fans can see these popular, funny characters have not changed at all.
It's all going to come down to undecided voters in Pennsylvania anyway.
Right. The unemployed, uneducated, angry white man. Do we even know anyone like that? I am livid!
Oh, it was really funny, actually. The episode centers around the battle for Jack's vote, with Karen supporting her longtime friend Donald Trump, Will and Grace backing Hillary. If you didn't see it, it is worth your time. You can see who wins the battle. We posted the video on our website. Click on Detroit.com. Check it out. That was a good show. Some good writing. Up next, a pizza delivery with a really big surprise. Domino's delivered much more than a meal to this woman. The way she handled the surprise really paid off.
A predator whose criminal actions are causing a lifetime of pain for local victims.
Held my hand, said the Lord's Prayer, and then climbed in bed with me.
Decades after the sexual abuse, victims say they must step up and speak out against this former priest.
If we can do something and not go to our graves with our mouth quiet and this buried up and hid, it's closure.
You may have seen the Hollywood movie on this topic that won Best Picture. These are real stories from real people. The Defenders, tonight at 11.
A pizza delivery in California came with some extra dough, as in $5,000 in cash.
Not a mistake, huh? Selena Avalos couldn't believe what she saw when she opened the box from Domino's. She held on to the money and called the corporate office. The money was the restaurant's misplaced cash deposit.
Can you believe that? And good for her and her honesty. She will receive a year of free pizzas, and her bosses are so impressed they actually gave her a week of vacation.
I guess if you were going to rob the place, that's the last place you would look.
Yeah, I think there'd be so many boxes. Good point. Always thinking, Ben. Thanks for joining us for First at 4. We're back in a half hour. Inside Edition is next.